This week's Torah portion is called Parashat Yitro. It's named after Jethro, the father-in-law of Moses. Jethro has heard all the things that have happened to the Jewish people, and he wants to join them, and he comes to be part of the people. We've come through the Red Sea. We've come through the desert. We're now at Mount Sinai. We're about to have an encounter with God like we've never had before, a revelation. The people prepare, and on that third day, God reveals God's self. There's a thunder and lightning, a sound and light show, such that the Jewish people experience God in a way that their souls can't stay tethered to their bodies. They die on receiving the first of the 10 commandments. I am the Lord your God who brought you out from the land of Egypt. I'm a God who is the creator, and I am a God who is the omnipotent and the almighty and all the things. But God describes God's self at the revelation with the first of the 10 commandments as the God who brought the Jewish people out from Egypt, a personal God. That revelation was so intense that the souls of the people gathered there left their bodies. We are taught that God teaches that you cannot see me and live. So in that experience, they die. And from this, we understand that when you die, you do have an experience of God. You are able to have an encounter with God after you die. The people are brought back to life. They receive the second of the 10 commandments, and they die again, brought back to life. And they tell Moses, go up and get the rest of the 10 commandments for us and the rest of the Torah, because we can't sustain this experience. But it's an intense experience of revelation. It's described in the Torah as an experience where heaven and earth kiss. The heavenly realms filled with spirituality is flooding the physical world, such that the physical world is elevated. There's an elevation of the mundane physical world by all this infusion of spiritual energy that comes in at the revelation of God at Mount Sinai. We're also taught that Mount Moriah in Jerusalem is also a place where heaven and earth kiss. There's an infusion of spirituality at that place where the heavenly realms meet the physical world. Also in this week's Torah portion, we read about Moses kissing his father-in-law. And what's in that kiss? Moses is a prophet like no other. He's spiritual like no other man. He goes up into the heavens and he talks to God face to face. That he kisses his father-in-law is a way by which Jethro is elevated by that kiss. There's an infusion of spirituality that Moses gives his father-in-law in that kiss. So the idea of a kiss is a connector. We use our mouths as connector. We use it to speak, to share ideas with each other, to connect with each other. We use it to eat so that our body and soul stays connected. A connector, a kiss is a connector. So how do we have an experience of God today without losing our lives, without having what we had at Mount Sinai, which is untenable? We can't do that. So what do? We have ways of connecting to God through the mitzvot, which is a word for connector. Through the mitzvahs, through the ways God teaches us to live our lives, we connect to God. We connect to God through Torah learning, through prayer, through doing kindnesses, through doing goodness, through experiencing goodness in the world. That's how we experience God. That's how we feel kissed by God. May we feel very kissed by God on an ongoing basis.